Old man. Hey everybody, before we get into this special holiday podcast, just want to let you know about our sponsor. It's a movie called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It's a fun movie about two brothers that save the town of Kingston from demons, and to save the town from demons, they have to stay drunk. You can check it out on iTunes, Amazon, and if you want to make a gift of it, you can head over to curseoftheantiquenched.com and pick up a DVD, Blu-ray combo.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Welcome to the Raiders of the Lost Commentary podcast.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
The unofficial commentary for your favorite
Get to the chopper!
and not so favorite films.
The famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
Starring your hosts Adam and Matt.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Start your movie in 3, 2, 1.
Today we're watching Home Alone. If you didn't read the title, we're watching the first Home Alone film starring Macaulay Culkin, written by John Hughes and directed by Chris Columbus.
The Harry Potter guy.
Yeah, or
From Harry Potter fame.
Yeah, the guy who directed the first two Harry Potter films, and then it all went off the rails after that, according to my girlfriend.
You should listen to her. She's a big Harry Potter fan.
So did you know that Joe Pesci was actually supposed to be played by Robert De Niro?
Really?
Yeah, that was their first choice because of like Goodfellas and Casino fame at the time. They wanted De Niro.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
No,
I think they nailed I think Joe Pesci did such a tremendous job. I can't see anybody else playing.
I think it would have worked. It would have just been different. You know what I mean? Like it would have still been good, but just Joe Pesci's like always at 11 kind of mentality.
True. And speaking of Joe Pesci with like his frickin'.
Apparently they had to redub a lot of him.
I believe it.
Because he would just curse because that's what he's used to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is this your pen? Is it your fucking pen?
He swears. Yeah, he swears a lot. They had to tell him you have to start saying fridge instead of the F word. I forgot he was the cop at the beginning.
Yeah.
See, the thing with this movie is growing up. I don't know, you're probably familiar with this too. Is watching it from a pre-recorded thing from the VCR.
Exactly.
When it played on TV, so you're always missing the beginning. At least I did. Like all the movies, my parents would never play it. Like when the movie just started, it would play maybe like 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
2 minutes in, so I always missed the beginning. And then, of course, it's a TV thing, so you're missing scenes, or there's scenes added, or there's scenes cut for time, right?
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. My friend runs a little website called Here Lies. He has these like holiday tapes. So like they're VHS tapes, but I think he'll give you like a digital download if you donate to him. And yeah, one of the things he has on there is it's Home Alone as if you're watching it on VHS, like your parents taped it or something for you.
I mean, I have the tape at home.
And there's like commercials in there, like 90s or 80s commercials, like all of your favorite, like this Christmas, get the new action figure, pa pa pa, or whatever, just some type of local commercial, like come on out to Gerald something or other Ford dealership. But yeah, if you guys want something like that, you should check that out. Here Lies.
That's funny. You guys show me that.
So Macaulay Culkin talks about like dealing with like this experience of being a child actor, you know, and like it being a very strange experience and somewhat like traumatic. But he's like really I can't complain because, you know, some kids have extremely traumatic experiences that happen to them and it doesn't support them for the rest of their life. You know?
Yeah.
He's
true.
like, at least this, like, I never have to work again ever because of this Home Alone money, you know?
Sure. And I mean, it's funny though, because Mac looks like he's been, like, had a really rough childhood.
Yeah.
Like now, like, you see him now, you're like,
He sort of evened out. Like, he went from, like, looked like he was on meth. Now he kind of looks a little bit
does
dapper.
he?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, was there something like? Was it drugs? Like, do we know what happened?
He might have been drugs. Maybe I don't think he has like a substance problem, but he probably had a few years where he lived pretty hard. You know?
Yeah, he's definitely not like I feel we could have heard back from him. So he's not taking advantage of that either. Like, you know, some people come out of it and it's just like they make a book and talk about all these things. He just kind of lives his life like, yeah, I might have done stuff, I might have not. Who knows?
This thing, like, as a kid, the way, like, the whole family treats Kevin was so relatable as a kid, just being talked down to, but you feel like you're, I don't know, probably more capable than you are.
See, yeah, John Hughes has a great way to make family relatable.
I think it's the combo of John Hughes and Chris Columbus, because, like, I feel like Chris Columbus does well with directing kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I forget which movie they had to bring him in for because he's great. I can't remember the movie right now, but yeah,
just one of those films where
they brought him in because like he's great with kids. He's great like actually directing children. Like that's what he's. I mean, it kind of
he's made a career out of it.
He pretty much has, yeah.
This whole thing too, that's coming up, like the way they portray the old man next door. Also, the way they would insult him too. Like, I didn't have an older brother, but I had like older friends that would just tell you the most heinous shit and call you the most heinous shit, or like guys that like I used to work for my old man younger, and like older dudes that would work there would tell you the most heinous shit or call you the most heinous shit as like a 9-year-old, you know?
Oh yeah, because you have to come up with like some weird stuff that's like it's passable for the parents.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, what can I call my little brother that's still acceptable?
But yeah, the way they portray this old man when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this guy is so super scary.
Oh yeah, he still scares me. Like,
really?
When I was watching the movie, even like even in the end, you're like, oh, he's good. There's just always something creepy about him. I don't know what it was. Yeah. I was always creeped out by him every single time.
As a kid, I was, but now as an adult, I feel so sad for this old man.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, he's just so sad.
He's just living his life.
He's trying to help the neighborhood.
I know, right? He's trying to help the neighborhood. Like his kids hate him.
You're just like, man. I'm gonna call my grandpa.
But he's scary. Like as a kid, even when you know he's a good guy at the end, you still like it scared me as a kid.
As a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like I bought in. I was like Macaulay, and I too changed my opinion near the end, and it would happen every time. Like
you hated him the first time when you watched.
Yeah, as stupid as you're just stupid as a kid.
Yeah, you don't get the movies are the same.
So in the extended cuts, there's like extended stuff with this pizza delivery driver,
Is
right?
there, right?
And he's kind of a jerk. There's extended scenes where he's kind of an asshole, and he kind of just is a.
Everyone always hits that thing.
I know it's a really funny gag.
That's what I remember from like I haven't seen this movie in a bit, but yeah,
this makes you want pizza. Doesn't this movie make you want pizza?
I mean, I watch any movie and it makes me want pizza.
I know. This scene lasts a lot longer too, and like him talking to the two kids. It's Macaulay Culkin's younger brother there on the right, eh? It's Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy was in. He's in a few things.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah. He doesn't look like what he looks like now.
No, nothing like that. But so yeah, the pizza delivery kid. He's kind of a jerk, a bit of an asshole, and then so that's
a lot of pizza. I don't care how many parents there are, like how many people there are. That's way too many pizzas.
But I want it.
So many, like that's so much pizza. You ever been to a party? People get like 3.
Yeah, but it's like
10.
But it's like they got like medium pizzas.
No, that's a lot.
They got amateur move. Also, the pizza only costs like $10 from like a local pizza place. I feel like that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, what is this? Pizza?
No, it's Little Nero's, man.
Well, it's Little Caesars is what it is. It's literally like Little Nero's, Little Caesar. They're both named after gods, man. That's a joke.
Also, Pizza Hut is named after a god. Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut, right?
But yeah, so the pizza guy is kind of a jerk, and then I think he's kind of a jerk to Kevin, and that's why Kevin
he does that. That's why he's mean later.
That's why he's mean to him later. Like it's him getting a bit of revenge. There's also an extended scene up in the bedroom with Buzz and all that. Like he kind of lays out like his chest, and that's why Macaulay Culkin knows where to get some stuff later.
Okay.
This guy's great. You're gonna have to barf it up. I love this. And he's like, I'm gonna pee the bed. That's like go easy on the Pepsi. That's essentially the look he gives him. Like you're gonna feel something warm in the night, and it's gonna be my pee. This is also important because I never noticed this as a kid.
Okay.
But they throw out Kevin's ticket here.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't notice.
Yeah, they do. It's weird seeing Buzz like now. Like I think the last
What's he look like?
I think the last movie I saw him in it was R.I.P.D.
This line, I quote this all the time. If anybody does something just medium bad, like small bad, I always look at them like, look what you did, you little jerk.
Pretty sure that's supposed to be Kelsey Grammer was supposed to be they wanted Kelsey Grammer for the role of.
So they got budget Kelsey Grammer,
right? Like he looks like discount like Kelsey Grammer, but I saw online that's what it was. I don't know how like I never know. No one really knows how truthful these trivia are, right? Like you read things and like. We don't have our sources. Sources is IMDb, so
yeah, or
don't
like
quote us on this stuff. Man, you mean that guy's been there the whole time? Like they just sat down and ate pizza, and the guy's
I know.
Like,
yeah, and then that like little like nod to I think he said something mean to the Kevin.
Really?
So. Did you know some of the effects in this movie, like that little like twinkle or like the BB and stuff? It was done by like one guy, like on
in his basement.
Yeah,
I heard that. Yeah,
like on his like, and it was like using like an early version of After Effects or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was like before when it was like, yeah, the guy like, because they got quoted on the effects and they were gonna be like millions of dollars. But they thought like
a couple $100.
But yeah, this guy who I think the guy ended up working in Hollywood after that. But yeah, guy figured out how to do it with like early technology like that.
That's funny. Yeah, I saw that. Like I read up on that, but I'm like, what effects in this movie?
I think this is a real house too. Like I don't think it's a set.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a real house
in Chicago
because like the house sold for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that it was a Home Alone.
I mean, it's a fucking amazing house.
Oh, it's huge.
Like it's massive. Like it'd be awesome if this was your house as a kid. Like your parents are loaded.
Oh yeah, they're definitely loaded.
I don't know. Did they ever explain what
they do?
What he does or she does or?
I think they both work.
They look like they both work.
Yeah. And Catherine O'Hara, it's so weird seeing her like this now because I've been watching a lot of Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek or
Schitt's Creek, and she just looks so different.
She does look a lot different.
She looks crazy.
She got some
she looks crazy.
I think she got some work done. But yeah,
I think she just got old, man.
Yeah, she could have got old too. But yeah. This is how I remember her the most. Like, I guess some SCTV stuff from back in the day.
See, I used to remember her. Like, I was always like, oh, yeah, it's the mom from Home Alone.
Right.
Which now, like, after watching a bunch of Schitt's Creek, like, that's all I know her from. So, like, seeing her now, it's like, oh, she looks so weird.
The way they parent the kid, I find it's also very accurate to how at least I was parented.
Well,
like,
yeah, again, John Hughes does families right. I feel like the conflict, like looking back, one of my favorite Christmas movies, other than Home Alone, is Christmas Vacation. I love Christmas Vacation because of the whole family aspect, the whole family chaos. I remember that growing up. I remember like the chaos of like all the family coming over, and it's just like shit happens. It's
insane.
Worst.
It's insanity, eh? I think he captures that really well. Putting humor to like kind of dark stuff sometimes or whatnot.
It's that realism aspect to it.
This movie would never work now because
Oh,
they
yeah,
would have
no.
cell phones.
I love looking at movies sometimes and you're like, reasons why.
I love this like the statue that's always being broke.
But like the reason why, like, sorry, looking at movies and going like, if it would work today or not is interesting.
Right.
Like, the whole plot would be completely moot.
It's true. They might wake up on time. Still, they might still leave him behind.
Exactly. I forget who it was, but I read into it where John Hughes was afraid that mothers wouldn't believe that they left a kid behind, their own kid behind.
That's true. Yeah.
That he tried to do as much as possible to kind of break that mold and like fix up the plot holes as much as possible.
It makes sense. I love this kid that shows up. This kid that asks all these questions. Like, I feel like this is the kid that almost got the part of Macaulay Culkin. They're like, okay, but we have another. This kid also sounds like he's actually from Chicago. And that guy sounds like he's from Chicago too.
Chicago.
I don't know, kid. Hit the road.
What was that?
That was my best attempt at a Chicago accent. Does it have automatic transmission? Does it have 4-wheel drive? Don't bother me.
It's funny because watching this movie, like I said, remember I said I watched a lot on VHS, right? So I missed the beginning. Parts we're missing out. And also, it was a French copy. Yeah, it was called, so in English it's Home Alone. You know what it's called in French?
En français?
It's called Maman, j'ai raté l'avion.
Mom, I'm not on the plane?
Mom, I missed the plane.
Mom, I missed the plane.
That's the you know what's funny? She counts herself twice.
Does she?
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
then she
know
goes
that.
12, me, that's me. Yeah. She goes 11, that's me, but she started off with herself.
Ah.
Yeah. Buzz actually screws her up.
See, I thought she counted the other
you
kid as Kevin.
I think
So it's a double plot hole?
It's a double. I think it's a mistake on her part, like the actress, her part. I don't know. See what I mean? Like all these like things that are like.
Yeah.
He's trying to find as much things as possible, like the count. She looks like what's her name? Jennifer Connelly?
Oh, yeah, a little bit,
Right?
eh?
Probably
Yeah.
not her. Maybe you never know.
No, it's not her. Like from
Like A Beautiful Mind or
I was gonna say Labyrinth.
she's in Labyrinth.
Yeah, isn't she? She's
You
the
think-
girl in Labyrinth.
Is she? I've never seen
Pretty
Labyrinth.
sure.
Or I thought you were talking about what's the one with the unicorn?
No, that's
Legend.
Legend.
She's
with,
in Legend?
No, Labyrinth is the one with David Bowie.
Yeah. I've never seen that one. I thought you were talking about Legend, or I thought you were gonna say the one with the drugs there.
Oh yeah, she's also in that.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
They would never be able to get through the airport nowadays
Oh, never.
either. Like
Never. No.
neither would Kevin. I guess in the sorry, I'm
second
thinking
one?
about the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, look at
the seats.
that's first class. Then first class now doesn't look like this.
Really?
I don't know. I'm only talking about Air Canada. That's all I've ever.
Well,
flown.
here it is again, right? You know they're rich. They're in first class. All the
That's
parents are in
true.
first class.
That's true. But my parents used to fly first class and stick my sister and I back in like coach too.
Right. Well, when you have money, it doesn't necessarily you have to make your kids like in comfort, right? I would do the same thing. If I had money, I mean, I'm not paying. Like, they'll be fine. They're tiny,
Yeah, it's true.
small.
They'll be fine with
They
those
can
strangers
deal
in the
with
back
it.
of the plane.
Yeah.
I like how, like, as a kid too, you would expect your parents to wake you up to tell you you're going on vacation. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Although, like, if it was a vacation I wanted to go on, which the majority of the vacations I went on as a kid was shit I wanted to do,
Yeah.
I would be up before them usually. Like,
Also, they're going to freaking France. This family's loaded. Like, let's leave it like that. This family is loaded.
yeah, France
Like,
at Christmas.
Going to France and Christmas? Hello?
Hello? Is there anybody here?
There was always that underline when watching it as a kid of just that fear of like, what if I get left behind, right? Like,
Really?
It always, like, I know, like, it always left me like, but that could happen.
Did your parents ever leave you anywhere by accident?
No, of yours?
No.
Okay, so we didn't have a bad
I mean, we
childhood.
didn't have like that happen to us as kids, but
Yeah. I feel like we had a okay childhood, I feel. We had a good childhood.
yeah, nothing like crazy like that ever
No,
happened. But I don't know. Like, I feel like it could have been easy to get left behind as a kid. Like, we had a motorhome as a kid, so we travel a lot, and we get out at like random truck stops, and I'd always
I did that too.
like I'd always get out and like go into the truck stop, and 'cause truck stops, they might be like this now still, but as a kid they were all different. They're all random. There's all this cool shit. There's always like arcades or
Really? No, for like you're saying that, whereas me, instead of the truck stops, we stopped at Walmarts because you can live there, stay overnight in Walmart.
right.
So we would like go to the Walmart, grab the food that we needed for the night, grab like a DVD. 'Cause we
Yeah.
had, like the DVD in the RV.
You stay in the parking lot.
Yeah, and just crash in the parking lot and watch like
That's a good method too, right? If you're
$5 DVD.
yeah, man, that was like we did that sometimes, but just like if you're just pulling off the highway, you know, usually it's pretty late.
Ugh.
Truck stops open all the time. Yeah, fuck spiders,
I don't like spiders. Ugh.
especially one that big.
I know. I've held a tarantula in my hand before.
Why?
It wasn't as bad as
Did you
I thought
lose
it
a
was
bet?
gonna be.
Were you on Fear Factor?
See, I feel like the fear is like tinier spiders. The bigger they are, it's like, you know what? I see it. I know it can kill me, and I see it coming.
It's the small ones that can kill you, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The small ones are tiny. You can't see them, and they just pop on. Now I'm paranoid. Like I'm looking around the room, like, oh no.
Right. I've actually never had spiders in here, so knock on wood. It's pretty high up.
Right now,
As in an apartment building, it's pretty high up for spiders to get up here. So
that's not how it works.
yeah, man, the itsy bitsy spider fell down the water spout, not up the water spout.
Yeah, it was already up there to begin with. It's been there before.
Yeah. Also, the basement being scary as a kid. There was parts of my basement as a kid that I
Yeah.
thought were scary.
Everyone had that, right? Everybody as a kid, like basement. There was always something about a basement.
However, I will say, as a kid, I eventually just like they just became not scary
Right.
way quicker than when other people were scared of
Also,
stuff.
as a kid, that furnace opening up, I was always like, "Oh my god, it's real!" Like, not that it's his imagination.
Right, like you thought, like, oh yeah, like
Every
it's
time, like, "Oh my god, it's real!" Like, there's an actual living like evil
demon
house.
downstairs.
And I've seen Amityville Horror. It was just like, no. Oh, that movie's terrifying.
Amityville.
Yeah, yeah. The realization.
See, there's adults now that are scared of basements.
Oh yeah.
And like for me, I'm never because I go into a lot of houses that are vacant to do like photography, and I'm never scared of a basement. But if I'm in like a shitty house, I am scared of who might be down there still.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I do think of it like because some houses I go into, I'm like somebody with drugs definitely lived here. Like, and you're like, sometimes you go in and they're like, yeah, don't worry, the door's unlocked. And I'm like,
You know what? This guy might come in later. Don't worry about him. He's just going to the basement.
yeah. This movie also normalized like maybe being left alone as a kid. Because there's definitely like times like that growing up where just like you get off the bus and mom's not home yet and dad's at work where
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
alone
yeah.
for like hours.
Yeah. Woof.
That's funny. No clothes on anybody.
Do you know about the picture?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like a sort of a Photoshop or something like that of like two different people, but it's
No,
also a guy.
It's a boy.
Yeah.
It's one of the, I think, art designer's son, because Chris
In-
Columbus didn't want any like little girl to feel bad.
Yeah.
So he just
which
he,
makes
he,
sense.
he dressed up a little boy as a girl to and like do that pose, which I think that's so great.
It is pretty good.
Like, right? That's great.
So also this scene where he's shooting the BBs at the little Benums there,
Mm-hmm.
he has like a whole monologue where he sentenced them to death by BB.
Really?
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. There's a shot there too where you actually see a BB fall. So somebody's actually using a BB gun for that shot.
Oh yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you?
He's watching the Angels with Filthy Souls
Yeah,
or whatever.
which apparently is not even real.
No,
It's all made for the movie. I mean, I know it makes sense now, and like someone I don't know who told me. You might have been the one to tell me, but like it never like dawned on me until someone you're like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. Like
because it
get,
sort of looks like a Cagney type guy. Or
well, that's what it's supposed to. Even the title's supposed to be a joke on that.
Right. Crunch Gators, eh? I never had Crunch Gators before.
I always looked.
AC
It always looked so
10%.
good what he was eating when I was a kid. You're like, oh man,
All the junk food you would eat if your parents were at home.
look at that.
See, now I see that, I'm like, oh, I can't eat that much ice cream. That's so
Oh yeah,
heavy.
yeah, exactly. I can't eat. I don't even like ice cream. But back then, you're like, oh yeah,
yeah,
oh,
as a
yeah.
kid, you would have ate that much ice cream.
or at least you think you would eat that much ice cream.
Yella, no good keystroke my property. I love this. Toe 10.
It's funny because this is a kids movie, right? And
That was
like,
pretty violent as a kid. I mean, it is pretty violent.
well. If you think about it, it's straight up a guy shooting this other guy.
It's true. But it's like that itchy and scratchy logic, right? Of if the Simpsons, whatever, did the violent thing, then that's bad. But if the cartoon the kids watch is doing the super
that's
violent
good.
thing, then that's good. Exactly.
But that's bad.
But it comes with a free
But
Fruit.
that's good.
The Fruit is also cursed.
That's bad.
Can I go now? He's dead now, eh? Super
Yeah,
sad. I think he
heard
died of a
that.
heart attack or something like that. or-
Something like that. I
It's too
heard
bad.
like he didn't really trust the first like this movie. A lot of people didn't think this was going to be successful. Like he didn't. Joe Pesci didn't. That
Really?
like him and Stern. Apparently, that's why they're kind of. It looks like they're like going overboard, like with the overacting kind of thing.
Just because they just phoned it in thinking
Well,
it
not
wouldn't.
phoning in. They're just like, it's never gonna go anywhere. Let's just kind of have fun with it.
Ham
kind
it
of
up a
thing.
bit.
Like, yeah, ham it up. Which it works so well. Like,
It really does, yeah.
oh yeah, the inconsistencies in this scene. the
This
sled
bothered
scene.
me so much. So it's a scene where he's sliding down the stairs
Yeah.
on the sled, and the door.
It's off. You've never reached that door.
Also, he lines it up on the wrong side if
He
you're going
does.
to do it.
You'd want to do it angled a little bit.
Yeah, you
too.
want to do it opposite angle. His toque is pretty awesome.
But
I
look
want
at
his toque.
he would never make that.
So they show it in the camera angle a bit. By the way, he would never make the thing. He would get to the bottom of the stairs
crap.
and fall right
Oh, yeah.
over top.
Absolutely.
This was also dangerous as a kid because I saw this and I immediately brought a sled to the top of my stairs and tried to
Did you
slide down.
actually?
Oh yeah, and then if you know my parents' staircase, my parents' staircase has a turn in it, so I just crashed into the wall.
Oh my God.
There's so
Home
many.
Alone tried to kill you.
That should be the title of the podcast.
Yeah, Home Alone.
Home
tried to kill
Alone
Adam.
tried to kill me as a kid.
Here's a weird plot
I love this
hole.
uncle. I forgot my reading glasses.
There's a weird plot hole here due to the fact that they keep calling him and the phone lines are down. But as you'll see later, he calls up like the pizza place. The phone lines are supposed to be down for the whole neighborhood too, and they hear the message on their like.
I never thought about that.
There's a little bit of plot holes in this, and I was looking up at like goofs and stuff. Look on that IMDb page for goofs. That page is full.
They have a lot of them, man.
So many goofs.
They did they worried about the mom not leaving the kid behind.
They
that
had
they
to make
forgot
sure.
about.
Yeah, they had to make sure that it was as believable as possible.
Yeah. Also, like, no one they know ever in the entire city, they can't get a hold of anybody in the entire city to come check on the kid.
Right? Like, don't they have friends or anything?
I guess all their friends live in the neighborhood, maybe, but
But hence why it doesn't make sense when they actually listen to the message later on.
yeah, I
Where the
guess.
dad leaves at the neighbor's house. That was a thing like I missed when watching it in French as a kid. Is like, the whole subplot the turning on the water. I don't
The
remember
Wet Bandits?
I don't remember that actually being in the TV version.
No, why?
I don't remember until I watched it on DVD. I was like, what the hell? Like the Wet Bandits? Like, oh my god, they turn like there's like a whole thing I missed. But then again, I missed the beginning where he's the cop. It's
Right.
just it came in like again 10 minutes late, so I never saw the beginning. It's like watching Hook. I watched that on VCR, so I missed like the whole beginning of Hook. Jumanji was the same thing. So every time I watch that, it's like always like it feels like I'm watching like it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this beginning 10-minute part.
Right.
Yeah, I guess my
It
parents
took me
were terrible.
like 10 times watching Jumanji before I figured out that the dad and the guy that's hunting
Oh
him
yeah,
are the same person.
Yeah, I realized that a lot sooner than I'd like to say, like a lot recent. Like
yeah, like oh yeah, like it took you a long time.
oh yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't until
same.
like more recently than I watched them. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
That's fun to see though, like especially when you watch movies that you've seen as a kid or watched multiple times, and you discover something new.
See, when I was left alone as a kid, like when they decided I was adult enough to be left alone,
Yeah.
I was never worried about people breaking in because I lived in the middle of nowhere. Like, who the fuck's gonna spend that much time to drive all the way out into the middle of a field?
Wow, look at you with the logic.
But I was worried about like 'cause there wasn't like a decent amount of animals roaming around in the back.
True.
Like my parents saw bears before. And I'm like, what if a bear tries to get in?
See that's possible. That happens all the time up north.
So
Bears like getting in. Have you seen The Great Outdoors? Another John Hughes film.
So in the French version of when you watch French Home Alone, when they go to Paris, like when people are speaking French, did they leave that person's voice in, or did they redub the French?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That's bad French, by the way.
Wow.
That's not French. Well, I mean, it is French, like, but you.
Is it Paris French? So mad.
No. Like
Quebec French?
you can tell it's not someone that's actually, like they know French and the accent's not bad, but it's definitely not a native Parisian French, not even Canadian French. Like it's
She doesn't look like she's from France. She looks like she's from the States. That lady that's on the phone. The other girl, the girl that helps her at the terminal, she actually looks French. You know what I mean? You know how you can tell like somebody who looks like European, they have that like just like way they carry themselves, like just the way they sound even. That lady looks like she's pretending to be French, and
well,
she's
she
actually
was. She was pretending.
like her French also has a Chicago accent. I'm not afraid anymore. They took this from I Know What You Did Last Summer stole this.
Did they?
Yeah, it's the I Know You Did Last Summer. Is it no, not a scream like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Where she freaks out, Shannon Doherty.
I don't, dude. I've seen that movie once, and I was like, meh.
They make fun of it in Scary Movie where Anna Faris is like, do it! What are you waiting for? You remember that? And the guy jumps off the roof.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I love this scene too where they just keep transferring her.
See, this scene I don't remember either.
They send a cop to the house too,
Yeah,
and
they
he
do.
doesn't answer. You think a cop would go in the house?
Oh, wait, no, I do remember. I remember his eating the donut. Yeah, no, never mind.
I like the questions he
Still
asks him too.
But yeah, I remember the scene in French. Like, he had the weirdest voice in French. I always remembered the weird voice that he did in French. I don't know why. Like,
And in a household accident. He just keeps
Like,
plowing
there's
that.
like- there's a
there's a
freaking-
piece of donut on the phone. I love that detail. It's so
especially asking, did he ingest poison?
funny. Yeah. I love that. That's like a big ask for a cop to just check on a child. Like, we're too busy eating donuts.
It's Christmas.
No luck. We didn't get anybody. So okay, so they do show like they tried to call.
John Hughes tried to like do as much as he can, but those phones, that phone line.
So you're saying eventually, if she kept calling, maybe in the film she stops calling, thinking the phone lines are down.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe it's just me overanalyzing it.
Would you like he always goes to his parents' room in this movie? Like,
yeah, he never goes back to his room.
You never actually even see his room. You ever notice that?
No, it's upstairs.
Well, no, they make him sleep upstairs in the hide-a-bed.
Oh,
Remember?
I missed that. Yeah.
Like as punishment, like
You're
somebody
right.
else is
You
taking.
never actually see.
You never
his
actually
room.
see his room.
Maybe he doesn't have a room. Maybe he's actually like has like he's abused.
No way. This house has 10 million rooms.
That's right. You never actually see his room. I never noticed.
See,
that.
she seems like she's actually Parisian.
Well, I mean, she's actually a known actress.
Who is she?
I forget her name, but she plays in stuff. I've seen her before.
Really?
Oh yeah. You take a like. I'm pretty sure. Because obviously she has a French accent right now, and I think it's fake. Yeah, because no, I don't think she's actually. She's French. I think she's. I forget her name. She's in a bunch of stuff.
I'm looking
Like
it up.
Maze Runner?
now. Oh, maybe.
Oh, that's not the Elvis scene. The Elvis scene is later. Okay.
It is later.
Well, we'll wait for the Elvis scene. I'll bring it up.
Hope Davis. She's in what is it? American Splendor.
Let me see a picture.
She's in Captain America. Who is she in Captain America?
The lady, the receptionist lady.
Yeah, Captain America Civil War.
Really? I don't remember her in Civil War.
She's Maria Stark. So maybe in a flashback she plays.
Oh, she's the mom.
Yes.
Yes.
She's in a lot about Schmidt.
Right?
Yeah.
She doesn't look at all like in this movie. I just noticed her just like slightly.
She's,
I was like,
she's Tony
oh.
Stark's mom.
Yeah, she's definitely not French, Adam. So your theory is wrong.
She plays a better French person than that other lady.
And yet she only went with a French accent.
I never understood this scene, and
Until
that's
you
this is the
shaved.
No, because I don't even use aftershave.
Right.
Like, I use like a clippers or whatever. But so yeah, that's the most iconic scene in the movie. Macaulay Culkin slapping both of his. I climbed so many shelves like this back in the day. By the way,
God, this always brought me like
nervousness.
Oh my God! Every time you're like, oh my God, it's gonna break.
But yeah,
Don't climb the shelves.
I never put two and two together. That's when it cuts to like the wide shot too, and it's clearly like a larger like person falling.
Yeah, it's a short 30-some-year-old man
that falls. Does like a stunt double as a kid.
that's gotta be weird making that as a kid, like doing your job as a stunt guy for children.
There's also like a lot of women that do kids.
Because they're
stunts.
they're a lot more petite.
You ever see like Terminator? The guy did like John Connor's stunts. It was like a woman that was about his height and build. That would,
oh really?
Yeah, you can see it in some shots, like him on the dirt bike in wide shots. It's a different person.
I mean, it's probably changed now with the newer version when you change Arnold's face on the motorcycle.
They did that?
Yeah, you never heard about the controversy?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Well, you remember the original scene where like you
can clearly see it's a different.
It's not Arnold. Like,
you know what though? Like watching that, I was like, somebody still did that. I'm like, that's hardcore. I know.
Yeah, he's so loud.
Can I keep it down in there a little high?
See?
Right. So the.
So is the phone working or not?
So the phone maybe goes back up, but nobody's home to get the messages. She does say they only get answering machines, but they should still be able to call. Like they should like.
Because that's the neighborhood. The line went down at the neighbors.
Maybe it was. Well, I guess it still doesn't make sense. Like he should be getting phone calls to the house
Exactly.
because he does. Yeah, he orders pizza.
He orders pizza. So do they stop calling? Is what I'm asking. Which you figure they wouldn't.
No.
I never got that as a kid.
Is this toothbrush approved by the American Dental Association?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch this movie soon. I'm going to put the thing in French and just like listen to my childhood.
It'll be nostalgic for you.
Super nostalgic. Like right now, like all of this.
You can borrow my DVD if you want.
No, don't worry. I have one myself. Just the boots, man. Those boots. Those definitely.
They have such evil sound to them, right?
And why do they look like that? It's because he doesn't tie them too, so they just look so spooky.
They look like the boots like
From like a freaking serial killer or like Chainsaw Massacre.
and he's like bleeding.
Yeah. Is there an extended sequence?
But like
as to
now
why
I
he
see
has-
his face and he just looks like this sad man. Nobody wants to talk to me. I'm a sad man.
remember-
I cut my hand. I need a Band-Aid.
He's Santa Claus.
Is he supposed to be Santa
No,
Claus?
I'm just making it up.
I love this that he shoplifts.
Oh yeah, Jimmy.
Like that Jimmy. that
It's the way
Jimmy.
it's the turn that he does. Like
Jimmy, stop that boy. The cop looking at you. I like how
it's an 8-year-old kid. I don't remember this scene.
no, and he runs away from the cop.
See, I haven't seen it in a while, but again, my most nostalgic.
You know how out of shape this guy must be? I could catch an 8-year-old kid in like 5 seconds.
I'd like to see that. That's
I think it would be harder to catch a house cat than to catch an 8-year-old kid.
I mean, you're not. Yeah,
I feel like testing this theory would wind me.
but what
Like-
I saw in the movie seems believable to me, like how this kid could get away. Like okay, maybe not the slime, but you know what I mean. Like a kid that's more agile, they can kind of just scatter.
Like the kid,
around.
the cop would fall, and then he'd be like, oh, "Okay, I'm too old for
I mean,
this shit."
let's be honest. Like if you realize it, like,
I love this.
I'm a criminal. See, like this part, I don't remember this part at all. Where he's like just
This is
draining, the
wasting
thing.
water.
Like why? He just wants a gimmick. It's so stupid. It's great.
It is kind of stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's such a random plot line too.
I think they just wanted to have like it's one of those like funny like because you know you have to have your characters have like a quirk, right? They always have
A limp and an eye patch.
Exactly.
What are you laughing at?
So it's just like that. That's the respect of that. Like it's so dumb too. To make it like that Marv is like, you know, he's not exactly the brightest tool in the shed.
They are like those cartoon characters. They're like the legit cartoon characters where the short one is the boss. And the
It's Pinky in the Brain.
yeah, but that's like it's those old Warner Brother cartoons. The
One Pinky in the Brain.
I meant like from like the 30s or 40s.
I know what you mean.
like,
I know what you mean.
you can tell the shot's done in reverse. This one's coming up where the van almost hits him.
Really?
Yeah, watch. This one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can tell, eh?
It just doesn't look natural. Just slightly. Okay, plumbing.
I know. You never saw that before?
Okay, plumbing.
Santa Claus don't visit funeral homes.
Here comes the effect again. Boom.
Ting. You know what? The other reason why I think the gags in this movie work so well and like the inflections work is because of John Williams. I think if
And that's an interesting thing you talk about is John Williams did this movie, and I feel people like don't remember that.
that it's not one of the ones he's like super known for, right?
Well, yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, John Williams like scored like Home Alone. Like what? Really? But it wasn't a
Them
Spielberg.
stalking him is like, yeah, Chris Columbus though, he
Oh, he gets around, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy wrote Gremlins. Goonies, and
What? No, he didn't do Goonies.
he wrote it.
Like the music?
No, the Chris Columbus.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
Columbus.
talking about John Williams still.
No, that's how it's connected. He has the Spielberg connection because he sold those scripts to him. He sold those stories to him. Which is funny because after providing him those stories, yet this is the movie in 1990 that put him on the map, right?
See, I think this is a good plot point here too. So he's so freaked out by these robbers chasing him in a van that as a little boy, the safest place for him is a church.
Why is that funny, Adam? Don't you believe in the faith?
No, I'm just saying that.
What are you saying, Adam?
That child raping priests are still safer than these bad guys.
Oh, is that where we're going with? That's what Chris Columbus has been saying this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, where did he get that? Where did he get the cloak?
I don't know. I like to picture there's like a shepherd off to the side that's like naked or something or destroyed.
Right, but the statues are plastic or ceramic or whatever. None of them actually have like material.
That's true.
Where'd he get that?
I never thought about that.
Where'd he get that, Chris Columbus? Where'd he get that?
All these decorations on the house too. Like my parents would never decorate the house if we were going away at Christmas.
Right? Exactly. Why would you do that? Apparently, what's his name? The Griswolds live here too.
Right. Paris. This is super complicated.
Oh yeah, for a kid, like an 8-year-old, like.
Oh
damn.
right. Okay, sorry. I do know what the mom does. It's. I think it's revealed in one of the cut scenes. The reason why there's all these mannequins, is that she's a clothing designer.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's something like that.
See, that makes sense.
That's why there's all these mannequins. And
although I will say I never questioned the fact of why there was so many mannequins in the house. Have
never,
you ever?
Right?
It never came up until now. Like, oh my god, why did I not question that?
So yeah, I think that's like what she does. Like she's in fashion or something like that.
Okay, so
she is a pretty fashionable lady, like for the 90s, 1990, which is basically the 80s.
So she's like the breadwinner in this household.
She might be. Maybe she's paying for the trip.
Yeah, you know
how progressive.
It is 1990. Good
this
job.
also looks like stock when they show Paris. Yeah. It looks like stock
they were
footage.
Not there. They were not there. Hey, look, the TV playing French. That's what I felt like watching Home Alone.
So. In the French dub version.
Yes. I'm pretty sure in the French dub version that's still the same French audio that you listen to. I'm pretty sure.
Also, there's a cut scene too. So in the theatrical version of the film, you never see his brother who lives in Paris. Or whatever it is, his cousin.
That's who they're going to go see.
That's whose house they're in right now. You never actually see that guy in the theatrical version.
Now, is that the same brother that owns the part the thing in the second?
No, I think
movie?
it's a different brother, or it's her brother or something.
Maybe it's the same.
Maybe it is.
I'm curious. That'd be funny if it is, because he just has like he's always like in those like, places.
But yeah, in the extended cutscenes. They make a banner for him, for them to come, like, oh, welcome. And it's like, like a marathon style banner.
Yeah.
And they run through the banner and break the banner to go to the payphones.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's funny. You never see any of those characters on screen. So they're just in this random house.
I always thought it was like
Paris.
For some reason, I always thought it was like a hotel.
That's a big hotel.
And there's the pizza thing again. But again,
he had to have used the phone.
They must have. Yeah, oh yeah. For this, you must have definitely like done the phone. But what I'm saying is, they must have stopped calling by then. Like but he said,
I guess
they said it would take a couple of days to fix the phone lines.
That's true.
This has been a day.
You know what's funny about this era? Like, I remember ordering pizza, at least not in the 90s, but like in the later 90s when I was older, you would have to have cash. Did you think about that now?
Actually, I delivered pizzas. And
did you?
in the 2000s.
You were a pizza delivery guy?
Where? 16 Maxville, the one pizza place. So
yeah, you were probably busy all the time.
Yeah, 16-year-old, just got my freaking like G2s, and I got a job as a pizza delivery guy.
Dude, that's hardcore.
Right? It sucked.
Did you ever have any sex with any ladies that couldn't pay for the pizza?
No,
Any
unfortunately, yes, too many dudes. Surprisingly, that like it's
dead. This would never work. You remember how bad VHS? So it's the scene
Like,
where he scares the pizza guy
but
off.
they're rich, remember? They got like a great sound system.
It doesn't matter. VHS had the worst sound.
Come on, it had a 1.1 surround sound.
It wasn't even 1.1 back in the
it's
day.
bad. The sound's always been bad.
You'd be lucky if you had one speaker that everything sounds like it comes out of a tin can.
That pizza always looked good.
It does, eh? I don't even like just plain cheese pizza,
And
but
it
I was
always
like,
looks so like it opens it up and like steams up. Doesn't? Oh, he doesn't open it. I thought he opened it.
it's just in your head. You're like,
Maybe it is. Maybe it was in my head. Oh, that lady.
I know this lady's also super cute.
Where have I seen her before?
I don't
Other
know.
than probably this.
I think it's just like,
Maybe I just remember her from this all the time.
come on, Irene, they're boarding. This like 30s like Asian Indiana Jones in the background.
What?
Did you not see that guy? It's like,
No. The guy with the hat?
yeah, he's got like the Indiana Jones hat.
The fedora?
I'm desperate.
S'il vous plaît.
They would never let somebody just like
Oh, switch a ticket? Oh, hell no.
not even switch a ticket, just bother people to switch a ticket.
But like, she would never be able to switch unless like I don't know if you could do that now.
So the older lady, she's in 16 Candles, Police Academy. She's in the original Dennis the Menace movie. Maybe that's what you know.
Maybe
her
that's
from.
why I know
She
her
might be the
from, yeah.
mom. No,
No, in
No,
the
no,
original-
she's not the mom.
Jeez. The original Dennis the Menace, I think, came out after this movie.
yeah.
Like, obviously, the cartoon.
I think
but-
she's a friend. The OG Dennis the Menace too. That's John Hughes,
Yeah, I like that movie. The one with Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau, and
Like, it holds up. Like,
and
I'm
Marty
not-
McFly's mom.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Elizabeth Shue?
No. Marty McFly's mom.
Oh,
It's,
right. I'm thinking of his girlfriend.
Elizabeth Shue.
I forget.
It's it's bothering me that I can't remember that.
So yeah, that movie holds up. Like, I watched it recently. And I was like, this movie's funny.
It's because it's John Hughes.
It's the slapstick. I feel like slapstick is well, it's timeless, right? Everyone likes seeing people get hit.
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson, yes.
It's also got Docs in it too.
Emmett Brown?
Yeah.
Well, one with Christopher.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
And he does it again. He puts the
I think it's
aftershave on, and it causes it to burn. But he didn't shave, so if you just put that on normal skin, it's not going to burn.
You know what I think he does? Like, and it took me forever to like realize this. I think he's imitating his dad.
Maybe
Because he always
it's
sees
that,
his dad
eh?
go like, ah, or maybe something like that.
Maybe, eh?
So he thinks maybe every time that you have to put the aftershave on, you have to do that noise. She seems very familiar, like this cashier lady.
I think it's just like because we watched this movie so many times as kids.
Yes.
She leaves an impact. Like all the characters that
They
have
do, eh?
one
The
or two
small
lines.
characters, yeah.
The lady at the drugstore, the guy, even the guy behind the counter who's like, he's barely just to the corner and he's just like, I don't know. He's like got an impact. Jimmy, who's just like,
Yeah, Jimmy.
shoplifter. Buying the army men. It's just funny.
Man, this kid shops better than I do as an adult.
He's buying detergents, got coupons.
Like he's buying like milk and juice. Like I'm there over there with like chips and like popcorn and shit. This kid's more responsible than I am.
That's funny. I'm 8 years old. think I'd be.
At least they
alone.
actually like they show you like that he actually like people actually
Question the fact that he's, like, there.
exactly. At least there's that question like your parents are around, right? Like,
Also, like that he emulates what his mom would have done at the grocery store, reading the magazine.
yeah,
you know,
exactly. Like he's seen it multiple times.
When my mom would take me to the grocery store.
All right, tell me where that detergent is, Adam.
Oh,
No
it's
detergent.
gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Whoa.
The detergent's
Whoa,
gone.
detergent's
Matt.
not there.
And there it is again. He's doing laundry.
Jesus.
Those
At least-
old washing machines that you had to put that much in.
No. And another thing, that kid knows how to do laundry before I learned laundry like last year.
Did you? Laundry's the easiest. I don't know why.
I know.
People like make it complicated. You put it in,
I
and you
know.
put it on a setting, and the machine does all the work.
I didn't think it was that bad. Like, so I didn't think like I thought it was worse than that, right? Like you always hear like laundry. Obviously, it's not last year, but like
We have the subtitles on, and the furnace had subtitles that said "Hello, Kevin."
I mean that's what it says. Well, in like a very like low rumble.
I never
rumble.
heard "Hello, Kevin." I just heard
Really?
"La, la, 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 la."
Well, there's a swear word. Marv says shit at one point.
Does he? It slips through.
It slips through, and it's even subtitled. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, they have murder in this movie, so
But it's the movie in the movie.
right. So that makes it okay. So if I have porn playing on my children's movie, that's okay.
In the background, then it's
Yeah.
okay.
Like he was reading Playboy,
Yeah, it's true.
right?
But that was when Playboy had articles.
Well, Playboy doesn't have anything in now.
No, they switched back.
Did they?
Yeah, they went for I think they just did it because nobody reads Playboy anymore because there's unlimited porn on the internet.
I mean, I read
porn.
porn all the time.
I love his shoe comes off in the dog.
See?
Right?
Did you see it? He's like shit.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you just hear shit. Like it's subtle. It just passes right through. You don't even notice it. But yeah, shit.
AC said 10%.
I love the fact that he brings it back later. Like, oh my god, we got like this AC guy.
Yeah.
Like this is a smart kid.
I'll tell you what though, if you light off firecrackers in a pot, it's fucking loud.
Yeah, you've done that.
Oh yeah, we saw this and then like
Of course. Again, this is a perfect title. How Home Alone almost killed me as a child.
and they used to sell the firecrackers in that like all the wicks were together so that if you did light it like that, which like if you had a lot of allowance money, you would do that. It's so loud. I'm sure I've damaged my hearing doing that.
Did you notice everyone jumps and crashes through those garbages every
Yeah.
time? It's just a thing.
By the way, you have to put lids on those garbage cans, otherwise raccoons tear them apart.
Yeah.
Great Outdoors taught me that. Also, Real Raccoons taught me that.
Real raccoons.
Keep the change,
Taught me
you
that.
filthy animal.
I love how he explains it to do. AC something?
Oh, I don't know. Snakes?
I don't know no snakes.
I don't know no snakes. Hold it. I like how dumb Marv is.
Yeah.
Like-
oh, he's dumb.
He just waits on it like it's like the information is downloading, processing. That's a good idea.
No, he's not too bright.
See, even
that-
this side character.
See, there's the Elvis. So
Okay, in the
apparently-
background, no, it's supposed to be my conspiracy is that it's John Hughes in a disguise.
Well, my conspiracy I heard is that it's actually Elvis who's never died,
Elvis, who's not dead, who's in the
and
background.
he's in the background with the beard.
He is sort of fat. Maybe he didn't die.
That's what I read online. I don't believe it. That doesn't make sense. But I just think that's funny that some people actually out there believe that.
I don't think it's John Hughes or it's Elvis. I think it's just a random
It's-
freaking guy, probably.
It's poor guy is just there. and he's just trying to be an extra, and people have like made up stories about him. Like, you think he knows?
Yeah. The desperation that Catherine O'Hara has in the film, it is sort of believable.
Yeah. I love John Candy.
John Candy, Catherine O'Hara, like it's like the SCTV team up.
Yeah. And he's playing the Polka King.
The Polka King.
He's based off a real guy, which I think Jack Black plays him in a movie.
Is it supposed to be the same people?
I think it might actually be. Like, he's based, like, inspired by that guy.
Really?
Right?
I didn't know that.
Well, he calls himself the Polka King in this, too.
I didn't.
But
I know he's like the polka guy.
Yeah. Apparently, most of his lines are all improv.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Which, like, apparently John Candy was sort of like that.
I love... See Polka King.
I read Mike Myers' book sort of recently, and Mike Myers talks about how John Candy was like as big as and as famous as he got. He was always just the most normal guy, and he would always take like hours out of his time to just chat with people, sign autographs, take photos, in a time when like there wasn't cell phones, right? So like,
man, can you imagine? Like, yeah, he's that's why it's like why I like Tom Hanks as well. Like, he's a great actor, but also it's just that other side of him. Like, he's actually, like, from what I hear from other people, he's actually an actual nice guy.
Yeah, eh?
You know, and that's what I always liked about John. Because my dad met John Candy.
Your dad did?
Yeah, because he used to take the train. And
my
dad used to work for Via, and yeah, that's like he met him one time when he was doing the train, and he's just like. That was my dad's favorite actor.
Really?
Yeah.
He is like one of those guys, eh? Like you love him in almost everything. He's good in everything.
Yeah. I love them. My Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. My God.
Brewster's Millions too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
fucking
That was a
awesome
great
in that.
one.
Obviously this movie. And Great Outdoors is hands down.
That's when they shoot the bear. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, my favorite
bear's ass. Oh my God.
I don't know if I think when they find out the old man is dead. My old film school teacher, the head of my film school, was John Candy's agent.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and so he told the stories about just near the end, unfortunately, they would have to break into John Candy's hotel room, and because he would bring suitcases full of candy bars, and they were worried about him dying on set. That he would like, no joke, like a suitcase you would pack, like you and your girlfriend might be able to fit your entire like holidays clothes worth in there,
full of candy bars,
full of candy.
I heard he was big, like it shows in the movie, but like he was.
That's big for 1990s. Yeah. That's not like it was harder to get fat back then.
He was. Yeah, I heard like you might have been the one to tell me about that, but yeah. And his last movie being Wagons East.
I never seen that.
East or whatever. It's just like like that had to be his last movie. Cool Runnings was a classic.
Yes.
Smart kid though.
It's true.
Smart kid.
The kid we saw the other day.
Man, how far along are we? So we're about an hour in the movie, and the part hasn't happened. Like the part that this movie's made.
The most memorable thing about this
movie hasn't even happened yet. And the movie's like we only got like about 40 minutes left on the movie. I think halfway point.
I think that's why it's so great, because it's setting up this one event for the end.
It is, and that's what's funny, because even the trailers, they don't show you anything but the end.
That's all they do now. But yeah, you're right. It's like they spend all this time.
That's what makes it so great, because you're watching. Because like by the time you realize,
kids are scared. Yeah, you're afraid of the dark too, Mav. No, I'm not.
I'm not. But
they're like cartoon characters.
Oh, they are absolutely.
That would suck so bad if they were playing in that small space.
Oh yeah, it'd be so loud.
You'd lose your hearing for sure. You play? Did you play? Did you watch SCTV as a kid?
Never watched it. No.
So for non-Canadian listeners, if you didn't get SCTV as a kid, which it was old when we were kids.
Yeah, because I mean, all the big ones were all in like the early 80s and late 70s.
So Catherine O'Hara, John Candy,
yeah.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Levy.
I think one of the guys
Aykroyd?
from Aykroyd. No, I don't. I think he was
Aykroyd
SNL.
He was SNL. Yes, you're right. Okay, because some of them went to SNL.
Some
from
went to
SCTV.
SNL. I think Catherine O'Hara went to SNL. But yeah, so all these stars, like a lot of people know now, started out on this sort of Canadian version of SNL, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was just like this really funny sketch show. Doug and Bob McKenzie, that was SCTV too. Like the
They just pretty much just said put anything on you can do, and then
yeah, it was very low budget, Canadian funded, kind of like almost public access television, but like some really good comedy came out of it, and some really good actors and actresses came out of it. I love this guy too that plays the shitty Santa Claus.
I've seen that guy before. I feel like I've seen that guy before.
Yeah, he's at the mall every year, dude. Santa Claus.
Smart ass. I remember this guy's voice in French too.
Do you did your parents ever bring you to like get your photos with Santa Claus as like a little kid where Santa Claus is terrifying, you're crying and shit?
No, I don't think I cried, but there's a picture somewhere where I'm with Santa.
It's like the weirdest thing. It's like a rite of passage as a kid to like be brought before Santa Claus as like a tiny kid to get that photo.
Thing. It's like I don't know if I would do that with my kids. I mean, for one, it's so much damn trouble.
You gotta wait in that fucking line.
Oh my god! Here, give him some Tic Tacs.
I love that. He gives him some Tic Tacs. Don't go spoil dinner.
His dinner always looks so darn good. That mac and cheese. Oh, it
does look good.
It looks so good.
I love that this guy's car doesn't work too.
Oh, I know. It's a piece of crap.
Son of a... It's so funny.
It's so good.
Like every character in, I guess that's something maybe John Hughes or maybe it's Chris Columbus, but yeah, everybody has a little moment like that. Like this small character, this Santa Claus.
They're all memorable in their own way. Like you always remember them.
And they have
all these moments.
They have like a little moment, even though it's like just this tiny little plot point.
Because I think maybe what it is because it's focused on McAllister, right? Mac.
McAllister.
It's focused on him. It's focused on Kevin. And man, I just noticed like Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister. It's very similar in types of like the sounding name.
A little bit, eh? I guess I never noticed that either.
Anyways, that's besides the point.
So this one though, and in the second one are beat for beat the exact same movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like they just rewrote it, but for whatever reason, the second one still works.
I mean, the second one's not as strong, and the best parts are the hotel with Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah, for sure.
Again, the memorable.
We love you.
We love you.
Yeah, and the part where he sings to them like, "I'm a sweet transvestite." Wait, that's a different movie.
That's a completely different movie. I don't like that movie.
No, you ever seen it live?
No, I've only seen it. Well, actually, it's when we used to work at that other company. I watched it on the TV while we were like just waiting for like.
What?
Yeah, I've only ever seen it once. Like we're talking about the what's it called?
Rocky Horror.
Yeah, Rocky Horror. I've only ever watched it.
Wait, you watched
once.
it on a TV at work?
Yeah.
Oh, I watched so much shit at work when they weren't paying us.
It was right next to you. You're like, what are you watching? I'm like, watching it. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's the only time I ever watched it, by the way. I watched it there. It's like the worst place you could watch it.
No, you got to watch it live.
Yeah.
Like with a...
I know. It needs a rewatch.
They do it here in town. They do it with a Shadowcast. And it's...
Shadowcast?
Yeah, they have somebody acting out. They have people in costume acting out the movie. It's awesome. It's an event. It's an event.
Yeah, it's a place to go to, eh? People dress up and stuff.
Yeah, one of my friends, she's in it, and yeah, last year she was in it. It was awesome. We went and watched it, and people throw shit, and everybody shouts stuff out, and It's a lot of fun.
There's the old man again. This is kind of a weird creep thing too, because like he just
Now
approaches this,
as
like,
an
little
adult,
boy.
the old man going to the little boy in church is the creepy thing.
But I think like he just cares because he's only seen the kid alone for a couple days, so he's probably like,
You know what's funny? Nobody calls him. Nobody calls him to be like, hey, our son's home alone.
it's true, eh?
He lives right next door.
That's true.
And how did he not notice these guys breaking into all the houses?
He's
neighborhood watch. He's out there shoveling and salting the sidewalks.
but he doesn't pay attention because he's crying.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, okay. So here's a sequel to Home Alone.
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin, grown up, married to that redhead girl, the girl
Right.
next door.
Gotcha.
Their daughter,
Daughter.
because we want to be progressive, she gets left alone somehow.
Wow. I mean, okay. It's not like there's been 5 freaking Home Alone movies.
They made 5. They made one after this with
So it's
Fred. What's his face from Third Rock?
Fred Savage?
No. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. That's the 4th one.
That's the 4th one. I thought he was in the 3rd one.
No. So the first 2, as everyone knows. Then there's the 3rd one, which I actually like the 3rd one. I like the plot line to it. Apparently, it's not very good. I haven't seen it in like forever, and I bought the DVD recently.
All right.
I don't know. I like the fact that there's like a freaking like governmental like weapon chip, and they're trying to get
What?
that
I
back.
don't remember that at all.
That's the plot of the movie. There's like a freaking weapons chip inside of that they put it inside of an RC car to pass it through customs, and then like
I don't
this
remember.
lady grabs the wrong bag with the same thing inside.
Is it set at Christmas?
No, it's set in Christmas. It's set in like winter, but not Christmas.
Oh.
At least that's what I remember. It might be like before Christmas or right after Christmas. And anyways, so she grabs the wrong bag, and then these get bad guys, these freaking like criminals, actual not just little robbers, like full on like criminals, like buying this freaking like weapons chip for like missiles, have to break into this house and do it. Like I like that plot line to the aspect of it. Anyways, so there's that one, and then there's the 4th one, which stars again Kevin McAllister, but played by a completely different actor. And Harry is played by, the guy from 30 Rock.
Third Rock.
Third Rock.
Which, if it was the guy from 30 Rock and it was...
Alec Baldwin.
No, it would be better if it was...
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan! like that.
Playing Harry.
Yeah. Tracy Morgan would be hilarious in it. He's great.
But here's the question. If you're going to like do a Home Alone 3 did it right. I mean, it's still written by John Hughes.
Really?
Yeah. He wrote the 3rd one. And at least it's a different character, right? Different, new plot line, different character, new setting. Whereas the 4th one, I haven't seen 4 and 5. The 4th one is Kevin McAllister, but obviously it's not played by Mac. It's played by a completely new kid, and then they replace Harry's, like Joe Pesci's Harry, with I forget his name. It's French. What's French?
Steve French.
It's something I forget. His French is his first name or French is his last name.
French Stewart?
French Stewart.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
it.
And he had to do a French Stewart impersonation, you have to see the person because they just close their eyes. That's all. Was it Jimmy Fallon did on SNL when he would do the French Stewart impersonation? He would just close his eyes and slow his voice.
See that what's funny is some people don't even know. Like, you remember the time when French Stewart was popular, the people who were imitating him? No one would really get that now.
I guess not. Third Rock was like a big show, like what? I guess it was
like
late
John Lithgow and,
early
French
2000s, late
Stewart.
90s kind of area.
When did I see the last time that lady was in something? She played in Austin Powers. Like, that's all I
suppose,
remember
yeah,
her from
that's like-
that's it. That's all I remember her from anything else.
She was really funny. That's the thing.
She was. That show was good.
Like, yeah, and just the way she acted, like she was like really hot but just didn't know it kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because she plays a man, right? Like it's like a commander, a big
Yeah,
macho
yeah,
guy, but being like in a woman's body.
Yeah, it was great. It was really well done.
then this
But I
is
guess
where he runs
everybody
home.
does remember the kid that's famous from that now,
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Jogo.
Yeah, he's huge now.
By the way, so he's leaving the church now. Macaulay Culkin's leaving the church in the
here,
film.
and this is
but
like
there is that scene in here where it's like Macaulay Culkin gives the old man advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And
To go like hang out with his son again.
And there's some people made a connection. I don't know if it's true or that's the way they did it, but at the beginning you see his hand, the old man, his hand's cut and it's bandaged. In this one, they shake hands and he only has like a little Band-Aid, meaning like his relationship with like his like
that's
daughter
the
and all
metaphor.
that, it's like it fixed, and then at the end, and then he has nothing, and it's all fixed. See, this is always the part. This is like the Pearl Harbor Disc 2. This is like Titanic Disc 2. This is the part you watch.
This kid's art skills, like building this plan.
That's actually that's Mac's plans too. It's not like some adult like designer to draw. They're like, yeah, no, draw the map, kid.
He actually drew that out.
Yeah, that's
I
his
could never
map.
do that as a kid. My skills of art as a kid were like the worst.
Ugh. Here's the thing, okay? It has to be extremely cold for him to throw water down there and it to freeze like almost so fast.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd have to be cold. It'd have to be really cold.
Yeah, I mean Chicago gets pretty cold, but
what I'm saying, you'll see later, like it's clearly not that cold.
unless you're putting it on ice, like you're making a skating rink, it doesn't even freeze that fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like
these
those are
ornaments, these old ornaments though, the glass ones would legit just.
Oh yeah, they're actually candy.
Oh yeah, the candy
That's what
glass.
they use.
Yeah.
They use candy glass.
Bloop 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 bloop.
And that mac and cheese is from his freaking TV dinner, which you see him buying earlier.
No TV dinner is that good ever.
Right? It looks so damn good. It never looks that
It's
good.
clearly made in a pot by like
Oh, yeah.
the set chef, but whatever.
I mean, it's not even. It's probably not even edible. They probably put chemicals in it to make it look. They probably use that stuff that they
Yeah.
do to make it look like on the box,
Yeah, exactly.
like glue.
Because he never actually eats it.
No, he never does. I hate that when they do that in movies. They never eat their thing. They just like stop.
What
And
a
then
waste of food.
And then it's like, oh well, I guess I'm done now. Like, damn it, eat the damn food.
He took all this time to set the table.
I know.
I would have eaten that mac. He pours that whole glass of milk.
I would have like if it was me, I would have like, oh, no. All right, let's do this. Like,
That was
you
a
know what I
great
mean? Like,
meal as a kid. You get mac, cheese, and milk. You're like,
wait, was he about to just cut it?
yeah, he's about to use a knife.
He's about to cut the mac and cheese. Who is this kid and why is he so well mannered? Like he lit candles and everything, right? Like,
As an adult, if I made mac and cheese, which I barely would eat
I mean, I do.
macaroni now, I would eat it out of the pot with the fork that I used to stir with.
I mean, you're saving on dishes.
Right?
Yeah, dude, I do that all the time. You should see me making stuffing.
So you just make stuffing on a regular basis, non-holiday
Oh
related?
yeah, no, absolutely. I remember picking up like they were super cheap one time at Walmart for like 50 cents. Bought a crap ton of boxes.
Oh, you make the shit stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I make this myself,
Oh.
but this is how I do it. I put it in a bowl. I boil water like in a like a
pot?
not in a pot. What do you call it?
Coffee maker?
A,
Kettle?
a kettle. Thank you.
Were you guys hitting the nuts with the BB gun?
His
What?
muttering. Because you just can tell he wants to swear.
I know. I love his
Hello.
face coming through the hole. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so that BB hitting him in the
Oh,
face,
yeah.
that was another CG shot.
That's
Somebody-
funny. Like, you think it'd just stay there, right? And just keep doing that thing.
As a little kid, I didn't know that it was a BB gun, and I thought he was shooting him with like a real gun. Because when you watch a cartoon as a kid, right, people get
Yeah.
shot with guns, and they're just like get blown up by bombs.
Man, watching cartoons and stuff with violence and guns, that's bad thinking now. We thought those things were weren't that harmful. Maybe
Apparently, the Joe Pesci stunt double was like an old man.
Really?
Yeah, he's just like a veteran of stunts,
Oh,
and
this always looked like it hurts. You just see him go, oh! Oh! It's not the actual...
The sound he makes.
Ow! Ow! Yeah, see, that's what he says there. In the French, he goes, ow! And this one, he says, ow! It's way funnier in French. It's like when he splits his legs. But yeah, no, it's the fall that he does, right? It's not when he actually falls down the stairs. It's you can see like the air that he gets before. You're just like, oh god, it's gonna hurt.
That
so
space is what
much.
fucks you up.
Oh, god.
Yeah. So apparently, it's just a stunt guy that would just do these falls, and he would legit do them.
That's crazy.
That's why it looks so brutal.
It's so well done. Like
Just the choreo, like the timing. I'm sure that's like a bit of Daniel Stern too. Like just his comedic timing.
There's
is like
always that aspect to it, right? He probably
trying to break into the house. And the door's just open.
Huh.
This is funny.
Like, here's the thing too. Like, Kevin had to plan ahead so many times because he's essentially letting the kid, like he's essentially letting him in just so he can punish him.
Punish them for coming in. Yeah.
So, I mean, this kid's kind of psychopathic behavior.
Yeah, that's what the sequel should be. Maybe is actually that Kevin McAllister is now like a serial killer. Or something. I love this.
That was always something that
The Iron's got a thing on his face now.
That was always something that bugged me is the fact that why they always waited. Like, this is in any movie, right? They always wait for it to hit them. One of the things that bugs me is they always wait, or when someone sacrifices themselves to let the other person like run away, they always stop to see what action's gonna happen.
True.
I hate that.
He burns his hand. That blow, there's always something wrong with that blow, and why does he do that? You ever notice that? What's with that blow? So
it's a
he
weird
uses
sound.
that imprint of the M
Yeah.
to figure out where the Ark of the Covenant is, actually.
Oh, this part. This part.
It's so cartoony. Like in the way the socks are. Yeah, I know. And it's coming off his feet.
Oh. like clearly these are not. Oh, God!
He puts a foot right on it, too. And he falls off.
Oh. The rest of this podcast is going to be us laughing our asses off.
I like this. He kicks the thing, the doggy door, which they don't have a dog.
They have a cat, don't they?
Maybe. I don't never seen a cat.
Oh, yeah.
His cat goes outside. Well, I guess my cat goes. I love the blowtorch. The blowtorch burns.
He's actually doing it, though.
I wonder how they did this. He must have had like a protector on his head.
Unless like it's
and that's a different guy.
Unless it's like a layer, right? Like a different layer. That thing's burning on top of maybe something else, and then they replace them. But I feel
still
like
be hot.
I feel like they wouldn't be. Like I feel like that's done like real
practical.
Yeah.
He probably had something on.
And you know what the worst? See, this really is Die Hard. Why? Because of the fact that we've got like someone trying to get rid of like these people trying to get in. The respect of like someone stepping on glass.
Like he's going kind of crazy.
He just plays with them.
Where are you, little creep?
Oh God, that's gotta hurt.
See, he's wearing big rubber feet here. Look.
Yeah.
You can see it. They don't look that great, but whatever.
Oh yeah, you just saw it.
Yeah.
It kind of slipped. I mean, if you don't know.
Yeah, this goes by kind of quick.
He's part of the Hobbit.
You can see them though there, that wide shot.
Maybe he has really big feet. Like, kid's a sicko. Every time I watch this movie, it just goes like, it makes you uncomfortable feeling like how it would feel.
Oh, the feathers.
You ever have that sensation of like when you see something on a movie or something, you're just
The
like
feathers would do the worst to me because I'm allergic, so I'd be sneezing and
For me,
coughing.
it's the glue that he has on his face. He's just like, oh no!
Just stepping on the ornaments, him coming in.
Oh yeah.
This is so bad.
I mean, if this was real, like his feet would be bleeding so badly.
Oh yeah, it'd
like
be...
feet bleed so freaking. Oh!
You're right though. The Die Hard, they shoot the glass.
Yeah, shoot the glass.
Shoot the glass. Ronald Weasley.
Marv, this was a
Harry.
This was
Wear your shoes. Why are you dressed like a chicken?
Like if you think about it, so we're almost like halfway through like his.
By the way,
his
I
whole
tested
house
this to see if you could, as a kid, to see if you could slip on a micro
Of
machine.
course you did.
Yeah, and you can for sure slip on a micro machine.
Oh yeah, those things have wheels, man. It's the face that he makes. Huh? Oh God.
That's great.
But think about it, we're almost
He's
done.
only a kid. We continue. Shut up, will ya? You're missing some teeth. That's a funny, like, small plot line there too that comes up later in the film that he's missing the gold tooth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a big thing because of how recognizing him, right?
Exactly.
See, like the phone.
Okay, so the phone's working now. We see him dial 911.
Yeah, the house work. Like,
He gives the neighbor's address too, by the way.
does he?
Yeah, Murphy. Remember they call the Murphys, and the Murphys is the house they're in
Right.
later.
Because that's where he goes across the street.
So I'm sure everybody on the internet that's ever looked up anything about Home Alone and seen all the blogs have known that when he puts the spider on Daniel Stern's face,
Yeah.
that it's dubbed the screaming, eh?
Oh yeah, because he pretends to scream, but he's got a spider on.
But
his
he
face.
has a real spider on his face.
And like it looks good. I love this part.
I love that. Yeah,
It's
he's
the fact that he
screaming.
just whacks him.
And he whacks him with it.
Oh. But seriously, this kid got this ready. How much time did he have?
He makes this whole zip line kind of deal.
It's insane. Unless this already existed. But I feel like no one would let that kid do that.
I don't know. My parents let me do a lot of crazy shit like that as
Well,
a kid.
apparently.
See, it's a fake spider there. See that? See, that's a fake spider. When it's on him.
Is it?
Look, it's not. It looks fake as shit.
I mean, it doesn't have to mean the spider doesn't move.
And it moves off from there, and it's clearly a dummy.
Oh, God, that would hurt. Jesus. Like, freaking hit him with a crowbar.
If you got hit with a crowbar, like a little bit.
Oh, yeah, like someone...
See, that's
gives me
clearly
a-
like the stunt double looks pretty good, you know, for the
Yeah,
time.
Small 38-year-old man.
That treehouse is really good, by the way. You know, like the short we want to do?
Yeah.
That's the treehouse I picture.
Really? That's
Yeah.
what you imagine?
Yeah, but it's never going to be that. Because no kids build treehouses anymore because
No.
video games are too good.
I mean,
When I was a
video
kid, we
games-
built treehouses because all we had was like not video games.
Okay, you're not
Sound
that
like-
old. Jesus.
No, I know, but we didn't have the internet, so. I mean, we had the internet, but we lived in the country, so we didn't have the internet.
There we go. There it is. Yeah, me too. You had the... And then it would just not work.
Yeah,
Or like, damn it, Mom, can Aunt Lucy not call today?
yeah, exactly. I remember when we got some type of internet, and you could be on the phone and do
Oh,
the internet
man.
at the same time, but my sister would talk on the phone and be on the
Oh,
only
yeah.
computer in the house.
Well, do you remember? Do you remember like a disc used to come in the mail, like AOL for free, like 30 days? That's how you get internet.
We never had that.
No,
No.
Weren't that ghetto.
No. However, I do remember having just the worst internet in the country, and then, like, it's still not good.
Like that line seems too loose for taking that much weight. It's tight as hell. It should not be loose.
I don't know. He set it up for a kid that weighs like probably like 40 pounds. That would never work either.
Oh no,
Just
they
the
were too far out.
The Tarzan version. This is so funny. The look they give each other.
But think about it. Like, how long did that last? That did not last that long.
The house sequence.
The biggest house sequence stuff lasted maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Like, it's short, but everyone remembers that part specifically.
It is the most memorable part of the film, and it's like what everybody's waiting for.
I think that's what works so well, right? It's because of the fact that this whole time you're waiting for that bit that you don't even realize that you've already watched an hour of the movie.
That's true, yeah.
Because you're waiting for it.
I'm calling the cops. I like only now that they figure this out.
Yeah.
Didn't anyone have a basement like this where you can open that
Never.
trap door? Like,
And that
like
comes
it's
back into it now that he didn't know that this was water.
yeah, it's true. He goes
That's a
into the
lot of
unknown.
water. Holy shit.
Hiya, pal. I like that even as a little kid, Macaulay Culkin is still almost taller than Joe Pesci. He's so short.
So fun fact with the finger biting part, he actually
He bit him, eh?
Yeah, during rehearsal.
And he's still got a scar from it now,
he gave him
today.
a scar.
That's how method Joe Pesci was as
I mean,
a
he
kid.
probably didn't do it purposely.
Not as a kid, back in the day. No, but he's like one of those guys that really gets into the role, you know?
And there we go. That's like pretty much the end of the movie. Like,
See now, shitty shovels that are built today that are not built out of metal.
even that
they're
looks
just
like
plastic.
Yeah, just shatter and not do anything.
Yeah, you get hit like with that shovel.
Finally, the cops show up.
This is hilarious.
Freaking wet bandits.
Finally, the cops show up, though,
Right?
by the way.
Right?
Like, now, after all this time.
But seriously, you'd think that they still try to contact home. That's the only thing that doesn't really make sense is the phone.
Or
line.
that Kevin would maybe try and call them, like, in
Anything.
Paris.
Anything, right?
Although calling long distance back in, like, the 90s was kind of tough.
Still, if like anything at this point, like the lines are back on.
That's true. There is a bit of that, right?
I mean, if you think too much into it, like you
Come on.
A
Merry little Christmas.
It's the end of Die Hard.
It really is,
Christmas
yeah.
song plays, like drive off,
Yeah.
and then, like the cops show up, and
He's waving. He's got, like, a black eye.
like it's a children's Die Hard story. Another great Christmas flick. We should have done Die Hard 2.
I thought we did Die Hard 2 last year.
Did we do Die Hard 2 last year?
I thought we did Die Hard 2 and skipped 1.
No, we definitely watched 1.
Maybe you're right.
Did we? Now you got me questioning.
I don't know. I'll have to look at the iTunes list. Because I feel like I watched both Die Hards at Christmas.
You might have watched Die Hard 2 after that, though.
Might have, yeah. And I'd watched Die Hard 2 and 1 in the summer because when I went to PEI and we had, like, for a vacation with family and friends, like, we got Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And the Bruce Willis roast was on, so they're playing Die Hard. Every night we'd get back from just whatever, going to the beach and whatever, like going around the island. Die Hard was on every night on Comedy Central, so we're like, yeah, obviously that's all we're gonna watch is Die Hard.
Let's just open.
this like whole thing, this whole like heart to heart that he has with her too. It's a great scene. Like as a kid, I zoned out completely.
Oh yeah,
and I just like because the action's not happening.
We're like, oh, it's the end of the movie. Like this is just boring parts.
But now as an adult, like it's actually a really great scene between the two of them, and it's super sad. Obviously, John Candy's dead, but yeah, like,
way to bring it up.
Two Canadians acting their butts off, doing this really great scene in a 2-shot, you know.
And probably half of it, more of it, improv'd.
His was improv, which again they would have been used to because a lot of SCTV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They were used to doing that stuff, right? Doing a serious thing like that. So
there we go. Like this 8-year-old kid.
I would have never slept in my parents' bed when they were gone. They would have been so fucking mad at me. Like
it was always a big no, eh?
Like they would know, like just by the imprint of a small footprint in the carpet if I had been in there when they were gone.
It was always a sacred thing, eh, parents?
I like to just point out, Matt has just got his shirt up and is just holding his belly.
Hell yeah, that's how I get comfy. Look at this kid though. This kid decorated this thing. Like he's 8 years old.
He's got better decoration,
than I do for sure, 100%.
and definitely better cleanliness than I do.
Oh yeah, like this place was a dump. Like before then,
my office.
No. I mean the house. Like think about it. It must have been pretty bad until the robbers came in. Then it got worse. Like the mess that happened.
Oh
there
yeah,
with the feathers and all that. And you're telling me the next day
that he like Molly mated that stuff up?
Hell
like,
no. Unless this is at least like 3 days later, and even then they'd find feathers for like weeks.
Yeah, still that'd be everywhere.
I'm surprised.
Micro machines, all that shit would be everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Traces of blood and all that glass.
Also, like the police show up to arrest these guys, and the old man never mentions that. Like,
oh yeah,
you know,
I think you'd bring up like, oh yeah, this kid's been home alone. Title of the movie.
Home Alone.
That never actually goes to his room. Never see his room.
You never see his room.
Never noticed that. Also, I hated the fact that everyone shows up at the end. It's just like, really?
Yeah,
like,
but it made sense, right? She left on whatever flight she could get to go back to the States.
It took her forever, but it felt so like...
But it made her story better because like she just stopped at nothing to get home to her kid to advance.
But in my head, all I see is it was useless.
Right, but she didn't know that, right?
Doesn't matter. It was useless.
Yeah, I know, but she didn't know it was useless.
It was useless. That's all I care about.
All right.
It was a moot point.
Fair enough. But yeah, she's also the one that finds him in the second one, which is like, again...
it is very similar.
Which I guess it would make sense. My dad would probably give up looking for me after a half hour.
Really? He'd be fine. Kid's got spunk.
He'd be like, one less kid defeated. Don't have to pay for college for that one.
That's all he says is Kevin, my boy. Like that's it, Dad?
That's very accurate for the 90s. Like at the time, I think I was about his age, maybe even younger when this movie came out. That would be about the most amount of emotion your dad would show in that era.
Wait, it's something I realized. Like his family has no idea his relationship with these like two robbers he had.
No, in none of the films they have no idea. The police don't launch an investigation. Which again, do you think that they would like when they're being interviewed?
You think they would leave that out? That they got like outsmarted by a
maybe milk, eggs, and fabric softener.
What a funny guy. What a weird thing to say. But seriously, like that's traumatizing. Like
yeah, as an adult, he'd be like,
this kid is like, if you learn that your kid single-handedly took out like robbers, like criminals twice, and he's like perfectly fine with it, I feel like there's something wrong with your kid. Like, Kevin, you okay? Like, I feel like I want to see the aftermath of these two movies that did to Kevin McAllister pertaining to not aftermath like 20 years from now, just aftermath afterwards of like maybe there's like small tendencies now to like maybe he pulls pranks on his brother like in Buzz and makes him like
People actually get gold fillings.
Also,
is that a thing?
After cleaning everything, feathers, cars,
Miss the
he
gold
leaves
filling.
the tooth. Come on, bull crap. This
As
movie's
a
fake
kid,
news.
this scene
Fake
like
news.
him like getting back with his son and his grandkid.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. I don't care. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh man,
The old man is
and he does the wave. He does the wave.
It's not even a nod. It's a straight up wave.
It's
a
just
weird
like
wave,
this
too.
wave.
Yeah.
He gives up hugging his granddaughter to give the wave.
Now imagine what it looks like from the other perspective. Like, who's he waving at? Why is he waving at that? Like,
Grandpa's going crazy. He's waving at a house.
Why is Grandpa waving at an 8-year-old boy?
And then he's like, I fucking knew we shouldn't have came back for this Christmas.
See, and he didn't clean Buzz's room.
No, I guess he couldn't rebuild shelves.
I guess. I mean, come on, Kevin, you knew better. And that's how the second one ends too.
Some
You-
inconsistencies.
You hear the yelling, right? Everything's fine, and then you hear the yelling like, "Look at the charge you did."
All right, that's Home Alone.
Yeah.
The first, the
classic.
John Hughes Christmas classic.
I mean, well, they're both the first two are both like John Hughes and.
Do you bust this out every Christmas? Is this one of these movies you bust out?
I try to, or at least I say I want to. I always have my list of movies I want to watch during Christmas, and I only maybe watch one of them.
What's your list of Christmas movies?
It's
you
usually
pull up?
like you got Die Hard's on there.
Die Hard 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then but by then you're already watching like the rest,
Right.
up to 4 at least. And
Home
then,
Alone 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then at this point, now that I own 3, so those movies. Elf is always a classic. I always loved me some Elf. It holds.
That's
up,
pretty
man.
funny.
Christmas Vacation. I always
Definitely.
really like.
Griswold's. Can't
Yeah.
go wrong.
Can't go wrong with that. I know this one's not Christmassy, but it's Thanksgiving-y, so it's kind of in the same season aspect to it, which is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Right. Which it's Americans Thanksgiving.
Which
so
is exactly.
it's pretty
like,
close
it's
to the same
Christmassy.
time.
Like, it's what, a month apart? Like there's that Christmas feeling to it.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably forgetting a couple, but those
Christmas
are pretty
Story
my
is
main.
Christmas Story up there for
I
you?
don't like it. I
Don't
watched
like
it
it.
once and I don't like it. Fun fact though, one of the elves in Elf, one of the guys that does the production. Have you seen Elf? You must.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the guys that like oh, you're a little off, buddy. And he's off by like 300 like figures. That's the kid. That's Ralphie from Christmas Story.
Did you also know
fact.
that Ralphie, Peter Billingsley,
Billingsley.
he's a producer in Hollywood. He produced like most of Favreau's stuff.
Yeah, well, he's in a
like-
bunch of. He's an Iron Man. Like he's in a bunch of Favreau movies, which is
And he
weird.
produced like a bunch of those movies.
So it must be
and-
like good buddies and stuff.
Yeah, like he went into producing like hardcore. He also looks exactly like that kid now.
I don't see it. I saw him and then I saw him. I looked at it today. Like I read
No.
it, but I don't like the Christmas Story.
Really, I actually really like Christmas Story.
Again, I watched
It must have been like a kids thing. Like watch it.
It
as a
must have
kid.
been because I watched it recently and I was just like, eh.
Yeah, it is like a whatever movie, but it is one of those things like
I've never seen like what's that?
It's a
other one?
Wonderful Life. Is that like a Christmas movie?
Never
that's
seen it. And
See, it's not even that Christmassy. It's actually a really kind of depressing film. You know why
I
it
heard
became a
about
Christmas
it.
movie?
Oh, I know all about
Because of the it was the first movie that lost its whatever rights. It was free to put on TV
because it bombed when that movie came out. It bombed.
because
didn't do
it's
well.
depressing.
And then TV channels started playing cheap like
Muppets. Do you like any of the Muppets like
Never
TV
watched
special
them.
Christmas
Never watched
stuff
them.
or Muppet Christmas Story like they
never
retell
watched
Charles
it.
Dickinson?
Never watched it.
You never seen that, dude?
I've watched some like Mickey
Michael
Mouse
Caine.
Christmas stuff. Mickey Mouse's Once Upon a Christmas. I watched that when I was a kid.
What about like cartoons? Grinch, Rudolph,
Oh, the Grinch.
Frosty.
None of those because those things are scary as hell. But Jim Carrey's Grinch, I very much enjoy.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm old school Grinch. It's got to be old school. Boris
like
Karloff.
it. I don't
all
like
the way.
it. I don't like it. And yeah, the stop motion, like, oh no,
Rudolph stop motion.
God no, get away from me.
Um,
Even like the Tim Burton, well, he didn't produce, like he produced it, but the Nightmare Before Christmas didn't like
No,
that
eh?
either. But yeah, that's Home
All
Alone. What
right,
about you? What's
so
on your list?
yeah, that's Home Alone 1.
Man, game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.